Estás escuchando TIK Radio. Welcome to TIK Radio. I'm Monica Susana, your host, and today I'm thrilled to introduce two incredible guests. Cali Pitts, a well-known hip-hop artist and activist, and his wife Sam Pitts, who is not only his partner but also his right-hand woman and DJ for the Good Conversation Network radio on KGCN. Together, they bring a wealth of talent, insight, and passion to today's interview. Cali Pitts, formerly known as Young Prodigy, is a respected hip-hop artist from California. Over the years, he's collaborated with influential figures like Tupac, Nipsey Hussle, Ice-T, and Big Prodigy. His music not only pushes boundaries but also shapes the current rap scene, earning him praise and keeping him connected to his roots in South Central Los Angeles. Beyond his music, Cali is also a committed activist. He hosts the live podcast, The Good Conversation, with his co-host, S.J. Hassim, creating a space for meaningful dialogue and empowerment worldwide. His dedication to amplifying voices from marginalized community is truly inspiring. By his side is Sam Pitts, whose support and contributions are invaluable. As Cali's right-hand woman and DJ, Sam brings her own perspective and talents to the Good Conversation Network radio on KGCN, supporting each other's collective efforts. And together, Cali and Sam Pitts make an amazing team. I've had the pleasure of getting to know them through the Good Conversation show, as I'm a fan and avid listener of KGCN Radio. And I'm continually amazed by their dedication, inspiration, and determination, serving as shining examples for many on how to fulfill aspirations and make a positive impact in the world. We are honored to have them with us today to share their latest projects, insights, and aspirations. Welcome, Cali and Sam Pitts. Welcome to TIK Radio. Before we dive into the interview, I want to share some good news. Despite a little hiccup that we had, Cali and Sam had a house emergency, but they made it here safe and sound, and we were all relieved to hear that. But while we waited for them, we had a blast chatting with our guest in the chat, keeping the energy high and the spirits even higher. Oscar Records was in the house with Honey E and Nicole Goldberg, the Nightingale, and we had a great time together. You're going to find out what happened. A big thank you to Cali and Sam for joining us, and especially for being safe. Now let's dive into the interview and keep the good vibes going. In TIK Radio, the interview time has come. You know, the feelings in English, that's the first... Even though here at home, Lisa, I don't talk to her in English. I talk to her in Spanish. And sometimes I have to translate because she's like, huh? She gives me a face like, what are you talking about? And then I have to translate. And then she goes, oh, okay. So, yeah, it's very interesting how sometimes, you know, you think English and then speak Spanish. Yes, that's right. And even though for Mexico was a prerequisite like you could not go to the next grade, like elementary and middle school. You needed to have English as a prerequisite, you needed to take English no matter what. And then if you didn't pass, I had grades only for my English classes. I had like 7 classes in English when I was in elementary. And then my regular classes, for elementary in Spanish. So if I didn't have good grades in English, I couldn't go to the next level next year. I will fail the grade and stay in the same grade. I dream in Ebonics. Oh, you know that I dream in English, and oh. Zelda loves to hear my all my podcasts. She says that my voice is like, Mom, your voice. Yes, Jay Hasim, welcome. Welcome to the show. Nice. Oh, good luck. Good, honey. Good. Very good. San Andres Island. Oh, nice. She's going to be so excited. So many things changed here, right? Since September 2011. I think we were talking about it on Cali's show that Puerto Rico is well known as same as Cuba, for having a very low production videos. And a lot of people are going down there to produce videos and musical videos and do all these productions. Oh, beach. Yes, it's beautiful. And the weather, very tropical. And I haven't been to Puerto Rico. I don't think it's Puerto Rico, it's Panama, right? I think I'm getting confused. Oh, you don't understand when I'm talking in Spanish, the old man. Even though I think the old man was married to a Mexican, you had a Mexican wife, right, Tom? And does your kid speak Spanish? You had a Cuban wife? Oh, boss. Spicy. No, they don't. Your kids? Okay, the old man. Nice. 27 years married to Mexican, so you like Mexican food. See, my home is like, I don't think I know other cuisine than Mexican. Well, I think I Italian, but we don't cook that much Italian. But all the cuisine is Mexican here. It's always, doing something Mexican. Oh, your ex-wife wouldn't teach you? The old man. How interesting. The accents. No, well, the Caribbean food, no, maybe you're confusing Zelda to Mediterranean. That's my favorite food, Mediterranean. And that I cook. Yes, Mediterranean. I got to, I lost so much weight with the Mediterranean food when I traveled to Israel. And I don't know if it's the olive oil or the combinations of the food, and I think it's related to the combination, because always when I was eating Mediterranean, there was the protein was first, then the vegetables, the vegetables was first, then the protein, and at the end was kind of the starch, and then sugar at the end. So my metabolism was so good when I was eating Mediterranean. Mexican food is also good, but you have to be careful with the Mexican food and the starch, because there's a lot, between the tortillas and the rice, and then, the gorditas and all the starchy, it could get tricky, but I was listening to a metabolic nutritionist that was saying that in order to keep low the glucose peak, it's important always to have vegetables in the morning, then protein, then you eat the starch. And it doesn't matter if you eat bread or if you eat, whatever you choose as a starch or the bread, but the vegetable and the protein, eating first the vegetable and then the protein, will kind of give the hint, for your glucose not to go in a high peak. I'm getting hungry too. We're waiting for them, mi amor. I'm going to send a message right now. Maybe they're, I texted him the... "27 years of homemade tortillas," the old man. Oh, that's amazing. That's amazing. Zelda loves tortillas. Oh my God. I think we all love tortillas here. Beef empanadas, honey. Oh my God. Those are great. Yeah, I'm just hungry now. Picadillo, yes. Picadillo is good, which is the ground beef. Mexican ground beef. Oh, Puerto Rican food is, yes. I've heard that Puerto Rican food is very tasty. Do you make those homemade empanadas, honey? Yeah, we should get some. I was trying to do kind of a gorditas, and then I even told Zelda last week, I said, next time that I do picadillo, I'm going to do empanadas. Mm-hmm. Or you haven't in years. We need to have, we want the empanadas. Let's try the empanadas, right? Nice, good. That's good. TIK Radio cookout coming soon. Yes, we need to. Well, that I don't know if it's a culture, but in here it's always like, oh, I made you some eggs, and I made you some chorizo, and I made you some cookies, and I made you some coffee, and it's always about, through the food, how we're connecting with people in Mexico. It's like, you come to the house and you visit me, I'll give you a coffee and cookies. Or homemade cookies or homemade banana bread or something like that. Or if I go to a place, like if you invite me to your house, I'll bring avocado or a salsa or chips. So I don't know, it's a piece about food. You want some cookies, Lisa? Oh, you too? See, there we go, boss. This is so we're so connected with food, cooking and doing, and it's so interesting how we connect with food. And I think food has also the energy, of everyone's like you could get a lot of people like the movie Water for Chocolate, or that all the people were crying after they taste the food because she was sad and she was and it's very interesting how you connect your feelings through food. Food is love, yes. You can deal with some of the mass people in this restaurant, honey. All cultures connect through food. Breaking bread brings peace. Yes, the old man, yes. And it's so true, how we need to start connecting more through food, as in home. And sometimes, because we get busy, and I was busy for so many years. And I noticed that because we were eating out and we were, not time to cook back then, I kind of felt that my body was somehow, I had an inflammation, was not good. And as soon as I started home cooking, it's been like 2 years, 3 years now, I kind of realized, there's a lot of things change. Yeah. Producer of TIK Radio, I think you're learning how to cook. And marijuana. My boss. You're so hungry. Two common connections, food and music, yes. They say that a way to a man's heart is the food. Yes, boss, you're right. So I'm going to be playing while we wait for them. Should I play? I think I'm going to play because I don't want to ruin the surprise. Yes, I have Renegade. Yeah, we can play Renegade. I like Renegade. I have to upload the music because I don't have it. Like every, it doesn't, I don't know, for some reason, it didn't happen before, but every live, my music was, deleted. Like I uploaded all these tracks on my music, and now I have to upload them again here on the live, not on my phone, but on the live. And I have to go back again and upload the music and put it back in here. Yes, when interview turns into music. So we're going to have a beautiful music here. First of all, I want to present to you, to honor the interview. I know, but I want to wait for Cali to be here. I want to wait for Cali. So I'm going to wait for Cali I don't want to play that song, yes, but let me play another song. Let me see. Upload. I'm waiting for the... Oh, yes, she's a beautiful... No, the Nightingale is beautiful singer and is, You like too much music, Zelda? You're going to put music request? I'm trying to download... Oh, yes, we need singing lessons. I will enroll in that. So I will get my singing lessons from Nicole. Let me see if I can play. I have... we could play this. We're going to listen to my upcoming interview. Oh, no, but hold on. Let me see if I can play. Let's bring some Oscar Records songs here. Play the new Nightingale you played from her interview. The Too Late? Okay, so let's play the Too Late. And then I'll upload the other ones that I have. It's so minimum the space that I have now. Hold on. Too Late. It's not letting me play for some reason.
I love you, but my heart is just being torn out every time you come back. You had your chance, and I love you, but it might be too late. It might be too late now. In my head is where we met. In my dreams. In the bed our love was set. So we'll see. All I did was say I thought I loved you. it's too late now.
Welcome, Cali and Sam. How are you today? Welcome to TIK Radio. This is your host, Monica Susana, and I'm very honored to have them today. Hope everything is fine. We're going to give them time so they can maybe get some water, and we're going to do a meditation so we can balance ourselves. And, oh no. We send you love and hope everyone is doing good. Thank you. Welcome to the chat. Let's welcome everyone in the chat. Welcome to Honey's. Welcome to Boss. Positive vibes. Welcome. Welcome to the Nightingale.
Hello, TIK. How are you? I'm sorry for the
good, Cali.
They was working on our building Wi-Fi, and we was just stressing out. I mean, it was like stress, and I never stressed so much.
Oh, are you okay? Do you want to reschedule?
We're good? Fine. TIK, we're fine. Okay. I just didn't want to disappoint you, so I'm glad we was able to get here.
No.
You can have all the time in the world. You got all the time, so let's go.
Never disappoint me. Never. This is your space, and this is the time for you guys to come and join me. And if you feel that, if you want to share stuff, it's okay. If not, we were just, talking about food. We got hungry. And we were listening. I didn't want to play any other music because I have music to play. But I said, no, I want to wait for them because I don't want to ruin the surprise. How you feeling? Better?
I'm feeling awesome. We were able to get on. So, yeah, it's awesome. You can ask anything you want. It's open. I don't mind.
Okay, good. So let me see. Let me just welcome everyone that, who else I needed to welcome? I'm just trying. Lisa. Hi, Sam. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Sorry,
I'm glad that you were able to make it. Sometimes,
yes, Sally was upset, but, the pipe burst underneath the building, so there's nothing we could do but wait for the plumber.
Right. And usually, when I was, sometimes, we don't know that, there's certain things that happen and it's out of our control, but I think it's also positive. I remember one time I had an issue like that and I was not able to understand why. And as soon as I got that water inside my apartment, because it was floated, it was everything, then I realized that so many things after that, so many positive things came, but at the moment I couldn't understand, and sometimes we go through those, I call it test, we get tested by the Spirit and see how we react to it. And sometimes, that we need to put things on hold, and I'm very open, flexible for that and willing to, to understand. The good thing is that you're here, and the good thing is that you're able to overcome that. No matter, at the moment you might not have the answer, but you're here, and I admire you and love you for being here. Thank you. Let me see. I think I have no questions, right? No. Let me see. Someone is asking questions. No. So we can move to the interview. Well, today I was talking to Cali, and we have, like I was telling the chat, like if you knew Spanish, Cali, and if I can only be, everyone was talking to me in Spanish, you had no idea how much talk I will do. So I'm glad that I'm talking in English, because then I'll stop sometimes. And Zelda has the same gift as me, but she is 100%, first language is English. So when she's talking, she goes from one point to another, and then she's so amazing. And I can only imagine, if I would do this interview in Spanish, it will be like nonstop. But that's the good thing that I'm doing it in English, so you guys can understand me and kind of, work with me through this interview. So let's go back into the incredible journey for you and Sam. And I know, like I was explaining the chat, that I got to meet you through the Good Conversation Network Radio on KGCN. And that was a good conversation at the beginning. And it was only, conversation. I had no idea of the amazing, artistic and everything, the background that is behind you, Cali and Sam, as your right hand and your partner and as your wife. And let's go back into the last single that you had, the 2023 Party With Me. That was the last single that I have record. And I know it's obtained significant attention. And I listened to it. And I would like if you could please share some of the inspiration behind this track and it's, the personal significance with you.
Well, thank you, Tick. The Party With Me song is by LV. Most people know LV from the Gangsta Paradise song with Coolio.
Mm-hmm.
So LV has been in the South Central Cartel. He was in the group that I came from. So he was one of our group members. A lot of people don't know that because he was a singer and we was rappers, that we were so connected. Well, I've wrote a lot of music for LV over the years in his career. He was ready to do another album and release another album, so he had a song he wanted me and Big Prodigy to get on. So I actually got on the track. I wrote my verse, his verse, the hook, and stuff like that. So I pretty much wrote the song. And it's basically about just inspiration of, in a way of going out, having fun, no drama, no violence, just enjoying the night. And come party with me, that's what it's about. Like, it's welcoming everyone to come and have a good time. So it was his song, that was his concept, and that's what the basis of it was about. So I was just glad to be a part of it. And it released worldwide, got a lot of attention, and it's holding a lot of retention. So, yeah, I'm glad to be a part of that song.
And now your evolution from, and I was introducing to the chat before, your evolution from a young prodigy to Cali Pitts, it's very remarkable. And how this journey influenced your artistic approach and storytelling, because, we all went through the COVID stage. I think everyone in our lives, if you're an artist or if you're a mom or if you're, it had a lot of impact. And of course, change a lot of, the inner strength and going into family and how you relate to others. I would like if you could share some of this journey or the influence in your artistic approach and storytelling on this evolution.
Thank you, Tick. Awesome question. Well, with me, like, just to give people a quick overview of me. Born and raised in South Central Los Angeles, single mother. I'm the youngest of 7 kids. I have 4 brothers, 2 older sisters. Growing up, I had developed a bad attitude of needing love. And when I didn't receive the love and things that I wanted, I would react out in, volatile ways. And just over the years, really over these last few years of meeting SJ, which thanks to my brother, Big Prodigy, I met SJ. SJ, everyone know SJ Hazim. He's a remarkable dude. He's into a lot of good things that allow you to recognize yourself based off of what you do for other people. And over COVID time and just meeting SJ, I was able to tap into being comfortable with no longer feeling like I had to stand on the things that growing up in the urban communities made me feel I had to stand on and represent. And it just opened me up to allowing myself to be more compassionate, be more willing to, I would say, sacrifice myself to see things happen better in the community, in the human race, just in this world. So it's been very cathartic for my journey, especially with this COVID stuff, being locked in, being locked away from people. And when COVID happened, I was actually in Japan on my way to China. So I feel like COVID, I've really been, I feel really a part of the COVID situation because it was so close. Like, we were so close to the epicenter of it. We was on our way to what the world was blaming and the cause of COVID for, and it was just so deep in the process of it. I never got sick through the whole COVID time. Coming back from Japan, brothers brought COVID back. LV brought COVID back. My mama got sick. My wife got sick. My sister, everybody got sick around me. And people was passing, and people were just falling very ill. And it was just like learning things and educating yourself. You will scare yourself in ways to where you will scare yourself to where you're going to hide from the world, or you want to do something to change the world. And I think that was my evolution, just being a young man coming from these urban communities, bringing violence and just dysfunction to the world, to where now I just want to see a different reaction from what I possess and what I stand behind. So that's it. Dick, just, I came from a bad place, and now I'm just in a better place in my life. So with that, I try to use that to be better for other people's life.
That's beautiful, and I think that's what the result of what you're saying right now is what I was able to receive as a message or as a energy when I joined the first time on the Good Conversation show back in I think it was last year around November, December, and my next question is going towards that, the KGCN and the Good Conversation, and we understand, well, I understand how the profound meaning and but I would like if you could please share with our audience what inspired you to create this platform, and how does it complement your music career? Because we know that it has captivated audiences, and it's, it has a lot of momentum, a lot of, energy, and it's just like a cling. I'm cling to it. I cannot have my day, as a human, not as a TIK Radio or as a Monica, as a human. If I listen and if I go into your Good Conversation, if I'm there, if I'm sitting there, it's something that I need to have during the day. So if I'm having that collective impact, I would like you, if you could share what inspired you to create this platform and how it does complement your music career.
Okay, what inspired me to create the platform was, okay, let me be very transparent with this one. I had a music career, okay, for a lot of people. I got into the music career in the music business at 14 years old. So I had a long career in this music, like, and it got kind of like just slow for me, meaning I wasn't having the same interest. Music wasn't getting me up to do it every day no more. It's a lot of things that come with that, but it just wasn't getting me up to do it every day no more. And the way I've been I would guess what would they call assigned artists. I did the Def Jam record deals and all that. But I've also, after my deal, understand what it's like to be an independent artist and not have all the accolades of a record company doing all the business and all the talk for you. And in that time, the treatment of being very successful and everywhere I go is catered to and everything is done and set up for me, to not having that no more. So it's a change of process, and the way people treat you when you don't have that no more is very different. So I wanted to create something where independent underground labels had somewhere to go and someone understood them. Now, what KGCN have become, TIK, is because of people like you, Miss Lisa, the Nightingale, Mr. B. Gray. All the people that are regulars on KGCN have brought the energy and the acceptance for me to stand in the position I stand in now. Because most of the people I know, and I know y'all see and come and get to meet some of the people that are in my life, right? And that's 4 or 5 good people. But the people I know are not the people who I'm being accepted by or talking to or interacting with. So it's the people on the show who have molded the show to be this hub for love, this hub for acceptance, this place where we come and we laugh and we joke and there's no judgment. I never seen that happening, TIK. You know, I just knew I wanted to create somewhere where musicians could come, artists, poets, and just be able to express what they are doing and get it to the world, because it's so hard and it's so expensive when you don't have a record label like that. And it's down where we see KGCN Radio going, the inspiration is being the love that y'all give me. It's really because of y'all. That's
beautiful.
The inspiration of KGCN come. It literally came from the people. So.
That is so beautiful. It's like I feel, that I was telling them earlier, Kali, that I felt like I was going for an interview, like a job, and I was nervous. Like you're excited and I felt that, and I was like, oh my God! I was on hold with USPS for 20 minutes, and then the guy on hold, he says, "How are you doing?" I said, "I'm nervous because I'm gonna have this interview," but I even talked to him about it. But he thought it was an interview job, and he goes, "Well, I hope you get that job." So, people, I hope I get this message, and my job here is to be the liaison. And it's so beautiful that, so beautiful to be here and to listen to this, Cali, how the good conversation and how inspiring, how you connect with your people. And additionally, I would like to ask you and address the importance of mental health within the discussions of the Good Conversation Network Radio, and how do you synchronize with it? Because I know it's a very important part.
Well, what's, again, amazing about the mental health, the depression aspect of it, the NAMI show was one of the big parts of the KGCN Radio. That was one of the first things that was created to be discussed. Even the addiction show, being addicted to your addictions over there on KGCN. With, again, a tribute to SJ. He brought me down to Kansas and I spoke with the NAMI conference and had a couple of little speeches and just opened some things up. And at one point during the process of one of these conferences, SJ he asked me a question. And he had asked me, I think it was relating to what is my process, how has my process been with dealing with the depression thing like. And what was crazy is that in that moment, I had realized that I was dealing with things that it would even out realizing that I was processing through depression moments, these conversations I was having with people, and they were in tune to want to understand what this young black boy from South Central LA life was like, and what did he go through. So many people who do get to know me based off of my career, the music, and so most people already have an outlook about me or who I am because they go back off of what body of work that I have in the music business. And that was one of the things over here. I didn't want to come over here on my Young Prodigy name. I didn't want to come over here on my Cali Pitts name. I wanted it to be organic, so it can be looked at as something that's not too much attached to my music. And to answer a question that I didn't answer, the show affects my music because now, again, because of y'all, I'm back in the studio. I'm working on music. You know, I've been inspired. It's just so, all of it is just 360, and everything is 360. And meeting you helping me get my show, because if people don't know, it's because of TIK that I continue to even push on with my show. You know what I mean? So all that, everything is 360 for me. You know,
yes, and it's beautiful. It's beautiful because I think everyone see and you know, at the end of the day when we go to bed, Cali, and we're at your show, you know, we go happy, and it's amazing, and I'm gonna share. Well, I'll share something later about that, but it's amazing. Thank you everyone for being in the chat, on the chat, for joining us today. I think my producer is helping you, welcome you. I'm just focused here and concentrate because I have beautiful people, and I want to, you know, convey the right message. And now we're going to shift a little bit to focus on my beautiful Sam Pitts. Your impeccable taste in music shines through the Soul to Soul. It's always beautiful to listen to your playlist on the 7 p.m. show. And I know we have it Monday through Friday. I don't think you have anything going on. I don't remember having something on Saturday or Sunday, but sometimes you do sporadically, you know, shows. Sam, could you tell us more about your roles as DJ for the Good Conversation shows and how your music selection contributes to the program's success?
Well, I think my music selection varies because I grew up on an Army base, so my mom just, you know, exposed me to all different types of music: country, alternative rock, not so much rap. I didn't get into rap until I met Cali. I just knew what was played on the radio, but just being with him and learning more about music, you know, it's become different.
That's beautiful.
He listens to my music and go, "Wow, you listen to that?" And I'm like, "Yeah, this rocks." And he's like, "Oh."
And I think I did one live show music, and then you're like, "Oh, I played that one, and I like that one." And you and I had a little bit of the similar taste, but of course, you know, I haven't done so many shows. I just did some sporadically, but I got to listen to the playlist, and I'm like, wow, so many feelings. The country, you know, the music, and then the words, and very romantic, very you know, songs that I will never think, you know, that we're talking. Oh my God, that is like, you will think about it, you know, kind of a reflecting on the song.
I haven't even gotten into my alternative music yet.
Really?
I don't think y'all ready for that.
Really? Well, that's what I was going to ask you. Apart from your work with the Good Conversation, what other projects or activities do you enjoy? And how do you connect with those as your roles as a DJ? Because I know it's a lot of work. Whoever's in the back of the program and the shows like me and Zelda, we know there's a lot of work involved, And with your role as DJ and your overall artistic, if you have any artistic pursuit or any other pursuits?
I just found out that I'm a good DJ. Other than that, I'm just a part-time pharmacist and an apartment manager.
Well, that's beautiful, because you're connecting through and that's what I said. Sometimes, we could have so many hats, and I think you're very good at wearing different hats. I think I read someone in the chat saying the other time that Sam wears many hats during the day, right?
Oh, yeah.
And well, it's amazing that you just discovered that you're a very good DJ.
Yes.
And tell us more about that.
Well, it's exciting because before I go on, I research my music.
Uh-huh.
To find out what I'm going to play, and I just go through my list and I choose what I think that you guys might like that day. Other than that, it's nothing special.
And now your experience because as a wife, as a friend, because it's a very good, beautiful connection that you guys have. Your experience as working with Cali Pitts and what you hope to achieve, with this new venture, with this new project, the KGCN Radio. Can you share some of what you really would like to achieve, and how is your experience working with him?
Well, I initially started working with him because he needed help, not because I had any experience or anything, but just working with him every day actually has helped our relationship because we communicate more. Musically now, we have something in common that we can both enjoy, and we both enjoy being a DJ. So far so good.
Wow. And it's only the DJ. You're only doing the playlist on the 7 p.m., right? Or are you doing it in the morning too? No.
Oh, just whenever. Sometimes I'll step in and he'll step out.
Okay.
And you wouldn't even know, but for some reason Boss Hog knows.
Uh-huh.
For some reason he knows when the switch has happened.
Really?
You can tell by the music.
Okay. Well, I think I kind of see the pattern. I think I kind of see the pattern. But I connect, sometimes I join late, and sometimes, I'm on before everyone. So yes, I kind of see the pattern.
I would make my day Saturday.
Okay. Saturday. Okay. And I think, but not in the traffic jam, right? The traffic jam, because the traffic jams have some of your music. I think I remember listening to some.
It probably was sporadically. I probably came
okay.
And just did a pop-up. But that's not something that I do. That's a Kelly thing. I refuse to put my glasses on to do the weather.
And it's so important, what you were saying about, the beginning, he asked for help, not because you were, kind of just because he needed some help. How is it the support of family, if without the support, I think it's a very important instrument or very important place in the success for not only a project, but as a family, as an individual. How would you say that this support of family has giving you a different perspective than other projects, or maybe in the past, giving us a point of reference. I don't know if I'm explaining myself. Like, now that you guys are doing something together, now that you're doing something, as a collaboration, has changed that support? Are you feeling different support? Like it has a different meaning to you?
Yes, it does, actually. I think
Mm-hmm.
that with this radio show, it's brought our personal family together, and we've gained an extended family, and it's amazing because now we both wake up and be like, oh, I can't wait to get on the show and talk to so-and-so or so-and-so to see what so-and-so has to say. So we both look forward to doing the show and chatting with everyone. Even though we talk to our family every other day or every day, we still all get excited to be on the show to talk to each other.
That is so beautiful. I said maybe it's only me and Zelda, but no, I think it's a ripple effect. So I like that. Because Zelda is always listening. Oh, Mom, is that Kate? Oh, that's Cali? Okay. But Mom, are you like she's... She has a very good ear, and everything that happens in this house, Sam, is like I have no, it's very open doors. So all my shows and everything, Zelda and my dog listen to it. So they know when I'm in your shows.
You are just beautiful.
Oh. I love you guys. I connected with, I do believe in reincarnation, and I think I reincarnated and I met with my previous family, which is you guys.
Right? Hold on, Cali has something to say.
Go ahead, Cali. Yeah.
How you doing, producer? And I see you pressing on that music change. That's the kind of producers I like. You got to be a slave driver. Let's go. The producer is in the business, and here she like, I like that. But you know what? It's so you say that that y'all like seeing us. I like the fact that Zelda's on your show. It reminds me of, it's like when my daughter come in here, and that's like the best feeling. My daughter come up in here, or one of my sisters, or people, because see, my life is different. Most people who are not in the music business, the music is not they love, like they can skip it or do things like that. So when people come in here that are part of my family, part of my before love, my before Podbean family, it make me feel good, because I've never like doing gangster music. You don't get all your people involved, or some of the girls don't like gangster rap. Some of the aunties and uncles don't want to listen to gangster rap. And just having this platform, Podbean, where we can discuss things and we can listen to great music in anybody's era of music, long as it's good and motivational, and I share that with everybody in my life. And it's so dope, and I just love seeing like when Nightingale people, when Dana come up in here. I remember these people names and things. I remember these people because I know what it's like for that emotion to happen to you. It's a feeling that awards don't give you when it comes to people being
Correct.
a part of your journey with this entertainment. It's nothing like having people you love and love you be a part of it, in my perspective.
No, it's beautiful. Yes, and I agree with you. And it gives you a different emotions. And I think that's why we get attracted, as at some point the show, your show, and how your family and very close friends. And that's how I keep, and there's so many other podcasters here in the Podbean family that kept, their shows as a family, the family energy, getting together, getting to know each other. And it's so important to get to know someone, not only on the good days, Cali, but on the bad days, and not necessarily, sometimes we don't know what the people's going through. We don't even know what's their process. And And sometimes getting into your show and being uplifted by your voice, by Sam's playlist, by your message, it already completely changed, the whole day. And maybe their decisions they're about to make, or maybe the decisions that they were not sure of making, it gives it like a different perspective, like oxygen to your brain, and I think that's how I relate to your show, and that's why I admire your show, your people, your beautiful family, everyone that is behind. And for me, that was like the most precious thing, you could have of someone's, life, and put it in a very special place. And that's why I decided to have this interview. And like I told you before, this is your comfort place. This is where, you could talk about anything. Sometimes it could be like, what happened today on your building, and it could be, that's why I'm very transparent with what I am and my daughter and, what we are and what we do. And I think it's a very, it represents the community. And I think in the past years, Cali, you are very dedicated to your community as being as a rap artist, and how you're wanting to have this global reach. How do you think hip-hop celebrates different cultures and shapes the future of music? Not only hip-hop, but rap and the music that you are around.
I honestly think, my honest opinion is that unless hip-hop, and this, I want to say this right, unless hip-hop benefits, like, if I seen a black artist, and I'm just say it like this, if a black artist is using Latin culture, it's looking for a way to benefit. And I don't think it go too much beyond those songs. It don't go into the community. It don't go into bringing the cultures together. And it's the same way sometimes when Latin artists do it, they're doing it for the viewpoint, not for the actual connection. We're using each other cultures to make money, but we're not using the connections of these cultures to bring them together.
Mm-hmm.
So, in my perspective, that I like now, my community is the world. My community is the people I interact with, not the people that live in a certain place, not the people that just look like me, not the people that only do what I do. But now my community is anybody that I run into as a human being. That's the race I'm in. That's the race I'm running, the human race. So, now I just see things in such a difference. It's like to understand that my community is not where I grew up. My community is the people I gather and I interact with, and the people who love me and I love along the way in my life. That will be my community of people. The people who stand up when you stand up for something, that's your community. The people who support when you're doing something and you set out to be great at something, that's your community. So it's just having a bigger perspective. Like I've traveled the world already. I've been around the world. I've been to Europe. I've been to Japan. I've been to Switzerland, Sweden, wherever. Like, just we can name a million places. I've been to a lot of them, and it's like now it's kind of different, because when I went to them places, I was going to them places as a superstar. I want to go to them places as a tourist. I want to go to them places as a person. I want to, and be able to embrace the cultures and not the cultures embrace me.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a little different. And I know it's because I'm older now, and, I don't want to see no harm done to nobody. I live in a peaceful place, like with myself, with my center. I'm in a peaceful place. So I'm just looking for that to be spreaded to the people I come in contact with and the people that come in contact with me. I don't have no energy for nothing else, but to be a good person.
Beautiful. And I think that sometimes, as you speak communities and what communities sometimes as part of a community, we're dealing with some difficulties, like all humans, we go through different stages in our life and process. It's very important, the music and how you connect with music. And I think that music can help make a difference and empower people. Now, Cali, within your experience and collaborating with a diverse range, the range of artists and throughout your career, and I'm sure it has been so interesting and much knowledge. What have you learned from these collaborations? How do you feel about working not only with those artists, but going forward, working with the Latin community or other communities?
Can I be honest, Tick? Honestly, what I feel from what I've learned from working with artists, is one of these reasons why I do what I do. Most artists are temperamental, pretentious. They don't really mean what they say. Most artists say what they say to get money, to make you believe something that ain't necessarily true, long as the outcome benefit them. So what I've got from working with most artists is that don't take what they say too heavy. Don't believe it. I need to see it. People got to, so just do better by people. That's what I learned from working with artists. No disrespect to them artists.
Right.
But I've learned do better by people. Because if you don't sometimes do better by people, they will be taken advantage of. And if you're in that situation where people been taken advantage of, even if you didn't do it, you were part of it. I don't want to be that. So I learned, don't take advantage of people.
Correct. And I think it has to do also with the authenticity. So, and I see a lot of, on the music, like you said, the creative part of it, balancing this authenticity with evolving as an artist. It's in a very dynamic industry. Could be very challenging, Cali, very. And I would like if you could please share, how do you navigate this balance while staying true to your roots, to South Central LA?
Stay true to myself, put myself first. You know what I mean? Because, see, growing up in the neighborhoods I grew up in, it's a set of rules. It's like a preset of rules that you have to adapt to your life before you go out into the world. It's like the Army. It's like signing up for service, military service. We have to stand on a preset of rules that the rest of the world don't know about. And then we have to go out into the world and apply the world by the rules we know. Mm-hmm. And it don't do nothing but stagnate you. So I don't try to make the neighborhoods I come from still respect me the way they did. I want them to respect me in a totally different way. I want them to see me and appreciate me in a totally different way. So how I navigated is understanding that I might lose a lot that came with Young Pride or Cali Pitts. I'm losing a lot of them friends now, or people who I thought was my friend now. But see, them people was the friend of the name, not the friend of the person. So I'm not held to making sure South Central respect me for what South Central respects you for. I feel like South Central needs to be respecting something else nowadays anyway. Mm-hmm. So I don't try to navigate that no more. I just made a understanding, and I stand on that. Put me first when it comes to what other people think.
And that's a way of understanding the part of, like you said before, evolving from and being true, not only to yourself, but what it's your age, what you're doing and what you're feeling about And I think it's part of our process as human, we go through different phases and we see things differently, when we have not only the information, but it's the wisdom, and the wisdom turns, the wisdom comes from knowledge, and it's a process. And unless you're willing to jump those, you cannot, you're going to get 50, you're going to get 60, and then next thing you're 70 years old, right? So
it's like if someone taught you in life that 2 plus 2 was 3 your whole life, so it's true to you. You go through life saying 2 plus 2 is 3. But then you get to a certain level of age and you find out 2 plus 2 is 4. It's kind of impossible for you to keep saying it's 3. And that's what it's like growing up in the street. When you grow up in the street, you told this is how you have to be, and then you grow up and you find out it was other ways that I could have took and other things that I could have did. It's impossible to keep doing that crime in the streets. Because now you got other options. Why? Or 2 plus 2 equals 4. You can no longer use it as 3. So that's what I understand. If you learn something, if you find out that was wrong, if you find out that was bad, you keep doing it by choice. You don't no longer have to. We used to think we had to, TIK. You understand? Right. Like for a kid to get up and be and feel he have to do something based on the rules that come out of the neighborhood. Not that came from his parents. It wasn't written in a Bible. It wasn't something you learned at school, but something a bunch of other cats, bunch of thugs cooked up and said, this is the rules, and we're going to live our life by this because this is how we get out. So take this into the world and do this with the world way. But our rules never worked with the world. That's what's so crazy about it. The hood rules don't work in the real world. So I would be crazy to keep pushing that or telling the kids that. I couldn't do it no more. It was a time to say, nah, the rule or what make us famous or what make us cool we've been bamboozled. That's my belief. The urban community has been bamboozled, and when you get old enough to read the book yourself, it's on you to do better. It's on you to do something different.
And it's becomes part of your understanding the mission, not only the purpose, but mission in your life. But somehow we go through different things, that maybe we understand it sooner. Some of them, some of us understands it later. So, but the important thing is that you still you need to understand that it's important that you still have the opportunity to make another choice, and that's the importance, that eventually that choice will get you somewhere.
I think TIK too, this one thing I just thought of in the process of this conversation. I think people need to really understand and know how important they are to other people. Meaning that it's people out there who don't be themselves because they feel they won't be accepted by their friends. And it don't have to be gangbanging, and this is just normal kids. But if people understood how important their opinion is to some people or to other people, then they probably make better decisions on how they interact with people. And that's just what it is, because I feel like if a lot of young kids in the ghetto when I was growing up could have told their feelings and had someone react to it in a way of care and not to make you feel lesser, because like I always say, I remember I was on one of the NAMI conferences, and I remember saying this. At times you could be feeling like you don't want to get up, like you could be depressed, and not acknowledging this as a kid or in urban communities is a thing. If you depressed, that's funny. Like, we don't go see therapists, so that was a thing. But if you be like, oh, I don't feel good or I don't feel like it, you will get ridiculed to get up and get to it more than being assisted in however you feeling in your depression or whatever. And that's what it's like. Like, for most kids, it's like they're not even being who they want to be because of a lot of the ridicule that's going to come with it. You're going to be told you're not gangster. Like, somebody I know right now who going to hear this going to say, oh, Young Pride ain't gangster no more. And I be trying to think, so the parts of what people consider to be gangster is the violent parts.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not, if that's what a person considered gangster to be, I'm not that no more, just for no reason. I don't think nobody should be violent for no reason.
Right.
So it's just, it comes with a lot, TIK. You know what I'm saying? It comes with people judging you and people not wanting to even be your friend or whatever. But when you understand yourself, then, like I said, selfishness is a good word to me. It's not a bad word. Because selfishness means self-love. When anybody is being selfish towards another person, that means they're being more loving to their self in this situation. So I think that sometimes you just got to be selfish with your decision about what you're going to do.
Right. Prioritizing, right? Prioritizing and making sure that that's the first. And it's like if when we go to the airplane, right? When there's any emergency and the mask comes down, you have to get first oxygen, then you give it to the next person, right?
Because you put it on your kids. They tell you to put the mask on you before you put it on your kids or the old people.
Yeah. So it's always important, to think about, prioritize yourself and think about yourself, like you said, self-love. And I think it's part of, as a humans, as a world, we're starting seeing more of, embracing the self-love than other generations, like my parents' generation. They were not even talking about self-love. That word did not existed. It was more of to have than to be. Those generations where you need to have, you need to do, but never to be. And, I bring a lot of contrast in my life and my parents and my family, because we have to be first.
Our parents come from an era where put your head down and just get through life. Like, don't be a problem. Because it was the problems in life were still a little harsher in humanity. See, I know today people fight for the right to marry who they want to marry and things like that. But when you just fighting for the right to exist, it's a difference. So I can imagine Hispanic parents or Black African-American parents back 40, 50 years ago. It's a difference, to just, like you said, not even trying to put yourself first. It was more put your head down and go straight, get through it, provide for the family, and hope nobody get killed by the police. That's what it's hard to say, but that's what it was. That's the truth. That's how a lot of the upbringing was.
But it's also important for, these new generations to understand. It's so important, like I said before, and I think you shared this with me, the antecedent will help you understand the behavior and as well the consequence, and and that's how we're embracing each other, and being together in this community and sharing, all this beautiful energy as humans. And not only the sharing, Cali, but I think the inspiration, you are inspired by, and you're inspiring others. And I feel the same. I got inspired to have you and be honored to have you and Sam here, and I think it's a collective. I think everyone that is listening in the chat, they're getting inspired, and that's what for me, it's beautiful. And it all started with a good conversation, ended up in a good interview and having a good show. And it's sometimes, it's just one momentum that you need to do it, Cali. And then that's what I see the choices too. And I think you're right about, self-prioritizing and self-love. The moment you start seeing that in yourself, the moment that you're going to be able to open that new infinite possibilities that are going to be there for you. And Cali, now looking at everything that we talk about, the evolution, the process, how Cali is at the good conversation. Will you be so kind to share to our listeners, because the time is coming and I want you to anticipate your forthcoming projects, because we have a surprise here. So I want, if you could please share that with our audience.
Well, right now we have a lot of stuff going on. If you don't know, I am an independent movie director, writer, editor, independent videos, all that kind of stuff. I do that as well. I'm a published author as well. Thanks to S.J. Hazim, he let me co-author a book he was in the process of writing. I design clothes. I pretty much do everything that a person would have to do to try to get successful. I done been through it. I done put myself through it. I never told myself I couldn't do it. When people said I couldn't do it, I just keep going and I do it. That's just what it is. We have the South Central Cartel final album. It's called Cartelifornia. That'll be coming soon. We have the second part of my film, Tonight, the movie. That will be coming soon. I'm actually in the process of shooting and directing a couple of videos for Mick Moti. He's an artist that everyone know we have playing over there on KGCN. Got some big things in the works coming up with you, TIK. So I'm very excited for what can come out of the beautiful mind and process of what TIK doing, because I'm a humble servant of hers as well. We have Ascot Records in the building doing their things, and we got some stuff coming up in alliance together as well with this cross marketing. Man, shout out to Boss Hogg. Shout out to Nehru as well. He just jumped on one of the South Central Cartel songs. Him and KK of Second to None. Shout out to Nehru. Just what I have coming in the future. Some stuff with Nightingale gotta happen, but just a lot of collaborative things with other people. My future endeavors is about pushing people to their limits.
Beautiful, beautiful. And I think our producer Zelda is confirming that we are going to present Cartelifornia, the exclusive 2 mixes that we have from Cali's future album. Do you have the release date yet or not yet, Cali?
No, TIK. So this is a very exclusive. No one, nowhere else. So this is exclusive to TIK Radio, y'all.
Ooh la la, ooh la la. Thank you. Another clap for that. See, I get excited about that. Oh. So, I want to share the first mix is something going on. And for me, that was like a whisper in my mind. Like, it was tickling me. I was listening to the song while I was looking at the waves this morning on Zelda's room. And I told Zelda, I said, there's a whisper in it. She goes, okay, listen it again. And I want to present that to you guys. Thank you, Cali. Let's listen to something going on mix. And let me just try to open it here because I had it uploaded and it was a little bit tricky when I did that, because it was an MP4, I think, or MP3, I don't remember. Hold on, give me 1 second. I have it here. And something going on mix from Cartelifornia. premieres Cali's upcoming album.
Out of slumber, black winter killing the summer. Fuck your feelings, you can't touch this. I smoke blunts and watch them getting restless. Cinnamon toast crunch for breakfast. Cold milk, the pajamas and silk. Fresh pair of Chuck's on. TV on BET. Sound muted, radio blasting Ice Cube. Once upon a time in the projects, that's what I repeated. That's when I got a knock at the door. Yo, where's exactly how it went in the song? Opened up, was the homie Young Rome. Where you bake, I got cake, nigga. I said you already know. Plus I already got one rolled up. That's what's up. I'll be back. Let me change my clothes. Nigga gon' blaze up. I got yaks on, pull one up. I came back and we smoked till our eyes got low. The homie left and I had to make a run to the stove. It was a cool day, so I decided to walk. Credit to an old head, he decided to talk. Damn, even though I didn't have the time, I gave it to him anyway. Remember what your parents say. What's that? Respect your elders, they'll respect you. Alright, I'm gone, okay, nephew. Hey, remember, don't do what the rest do. I told him copy that. You know me, I'm not a copycat. Continue with my mission up the block. That's when I heard shots, just some tires burn out. That brought concern out. I ran to the corner to see the turnout. Man, what happened? No, another car wash. As I watch, young brains hang. This a daily thing. He ain't even bang, he just like to hang. What a shame. Yeah, he was good with the dribbles, but you gotta keep your head on the swivel when we living, y'all. But I'm thankful it's 30 seconds removed. That could have been me laid out in a pool of blood. Face down, can't move or budge. I gotta ask people, where's the love? Wait. I know we equal, but are we all evil? Every day is the sequel from the shit that we see from our people. I know you gotta do what feeds you, but you can leave a nigga leaving and breathing to keep it even. Cause for Malcolm and Martin, let's keep believing. Even if the kids are only reason, let's keep it cheap blood. I know we got a lot more to gain, but we a long way from where we became. Let's break a chain. On and on and on, it's going on and on and on and on, it's going on and on and on. Something's going on and something's going wrong. It's still going on and I do it for the love, I do it for the hip hop. Young nigga came in the game with a big Glock. Hip hop saved my life. Word Tupac. I do it for the love, I do it for the hip hop. Young nigga came in the game with a big Glock. Hip hop saved my life. Word Tupac. On and on and on, it's going on and on and on and on, it's going on and on and on. Something's going on and something's going wrong. It's still going on and on and on and on, it's going on and on and on and on, it's going on and on and on. Something's going on and something's going wrong. It's still going on and on and on and on and.
Bravo! Oh my God. I was listening. I couldn't wait to tell them, and I was like, no, I don't want to say nothing. I'm gonna wait for them, and I keep waiting. I can't keep surprises, I can't even hide surprises for Zelda. Yes, it's amazing. It's amazing. I'm looking at the chat. Let me see. Welcome, Jancy. Welcome. Who else joined? Honey, she rejoined the chat. Welcome, everyone. It was, yes. Your surprises are always good. And I have another song that I want to introduce you. And this is the second mix that we have from California. And it's the anticipated album for Cali. And I want to share. Welcome, Guillermo, to the show. I knew the secret was big. I know, Lisa. I was like, should I? No. I want to wait. So let's listen to the second mix. Beautiful people.
For the people. And my real niggas. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us came up off the backs of our people, like on some real shit. That grind, that struggle, was our people. The truth is, they want me to kill you. Live purging our communities the same way that you did. The truth is to hate that black skin that you in. I would rather die than let you in. It's a sacrifice to let you in. The truth is the devil got a hold on us. Somebody relocate the soul on us. It's worth more than that diamond and that gold on us. The truth is niggas took they plan and ran rogue on it. Real nigga kill a nigga, hope to get paroled on it. Just like we slave owners, we make babies to meet prison quotas. This is all culture, nigga, or we all vultures. God selling the self, we losing pride over communities for opportunities. Niggas get your eyes open. What you believe can be deceived if your mind closing. I believe in niggas, or I die hoping. That's the truth. You can be a killer, long as you kill a nigga. They don't give a damn, and that's the truth. You can be a star, but you can't push that bar telling people the goddamn truth. And you can get the fame, but you gotta deal with the pain and the strain of the gas, the truth. And you can be a star, but you can't push that motherfucking
truth is they hate you when you love you, nigga. When you educate your people, they don't want no parts of a nigga. Recite your speech and never stutter, nigga. Use that God-given light and let it shine on every other nigga. Never ignorant, getting goals accomplished still. Pop told us what it was, it's time to make it real. They used to frown on gangster rap, now I think it's drill. But they sell you acid and a pill for $1 bill. The truth can hurt you, but we still speak it. However brutal the reality is, the people still need it. I mean, they need to hear it. They never need to fear it. These gang stories made us stronger because we persevered it. Some homies in the hood scheming on you, but they on Wall Street scheming on you. DC scamming on you. The cartel G's jamming on you. Sprinkling Cartelifornia love on you. It's a honor.
That's the truth. You can be a killer, long as you kill a nigga. They don't give a damn, and that's the truth. You can be a star, but you can't push that bar telling people the goddamn truth. And you can get the fame, but you gotta deal with the pain and the strain of the gas, the truth. And you can be a star, but you can't push that motherfucking truth. You can be a killer, long as you kill a nigga. They don't give a damn, and that's the truth. You can be a star, but you can't push that bar telling people the goddamn truth. And you can get the fame, but you gotta deal with the pain and the strain of the gas, the truth. And you can be a star, but you can't push that motherfucking truth.
Love it, Cali. I love it, and I'm just anxious to see the other songs. Thank you for sharing this with TIK Radio and with everyone here. I know everyone is so excited.
Thank you.
Cali, you've been working so much.
That's what we got to do. We can't stop working till we get what we trying to get, till we get where we trying to go. So, you know, everything is work. Everything we do is work. So a lot of people hate work, but you got to love it because everything you do is work. There's nothing that you're going to do. Taking a shower is work. You got to prepare for that. You have to work doing everything. So just get it in our mind that, you know, we're going to work for the rest of our life. It's even work to go on a vacation. Vacations are stressful because it's work.
Shopping is stressful, right?
Getting married, everything is work. So, hey, if we gonna work, we gonna work. Let's work doing what we love.
I love how it synchronized not only your new work, your new album, but all the work that you're doing and how we're, your vision and my vision and everyone's vision. I love it. And I really, I think it's going to be very interesting, the inspiration, not only the inspiration, but the creative process behind Cartelafornia. I think it's going to be very, very interesting, and it's going to have a very powerful energy. I feel it in my heart.
I
Let me
think
see
you
the
did.
chat. The heart, tap the heart. Yeah, did they come out? We're working. Oh, yes, the old man is here. Thank you. I'm just looking at the chat. They're seeing if I haven't missed any questions or anything that I think Zelda's been busy in the chat.
Yeah, Zelda's been working. The producer.
Yeah, she's working hard. Thank you, AG Smiley. Thank you.
You're working. No doubt, old man. I believe that too. You working to live. The day you come out the womb, you working. That's the truth.
Mm-hmm.
That's the truth. Hey, y'all.
And
can I do something right quick? Can we get some love to the host because she's awesome, y'all? Yes, sir. We got to make sure TIK get her flowers, y'all. She's doing an awesome job. She's platforming so many of us. She's helping so many of us reach narratives, and it's just amazing, y'all. I love TIK, no doubt.
I love you guys. I love you, and as I said before, I'm very humble, and I receive all your love with humility and appreciation. And I think I realized at a very, very early stage that I needed to become that person that I didn't have, that support. And I think it's all related to the way I see life. It might be very differently and very drastically for my family, coming up, bringing me up in different environments. So I realized at some point that I see life different, and that I was born with a gift. And I think Zelda knows her gift now. And so much, we're so much related into that gift but I didn't learn from it, until Zelda was born, and I started understanding the process. And I said, I'm going to become that person that supports, that person that embraces, that person that is going to be there for you, that person that is going to listen to you, that person that you can, if you need. And Zelda will even come to me and she goes, how do you do it? I said, I don't know, but if you have a problem, I'll find a way. Not only one, but I'll find 3, 4, 5 ways to fix it. And if not, I'll tell you, let's look for another option. But and I think it's my passion to serve people, Kelly. And I just have to do it proactively and embracing community. And I was opening a book from 20 years ago that I was doing a lot of promotions for artistic, independent artists and some well-known artists. And I said, oh my God, 21 years later, and I'm connecting. And I was so nervous to have you here, and Sam, today. And I said, oh my God, this has to be a beautiful day. And I want to share something to you, Cali and Sam, that you might not know. But today, my beautiful Zelda, 14 years ago, when she was born preemie. She was born a 25-week baby. And today she was released from the hospital after being 100 days in the hospital in the NICU. So I choose this day to have you here because you're very special people for me.
Oh, I'm
yes.
I'm choked up, like, for real, like, that's awesome. Zelda's energy is infectious.
Mm-hmm.
That's why every time I come across Bruno Mars, I gotta play that song. I don't go into. You don't even have to be the same Bruno Mars song. Anytime I hear Bruno Mars, I think about Zelda. No matter what song it is.
Zelda for me changed my life, and she was born with 33% of life expectancy life, and I gave everything for her. So this is the day I choose to have you guys here. Thank you everyone I just have the 2-minute warning. Oh, I don't want to cut you off. Thank you, Cali. Thank you, Sam. Thank you everyone for being here.
No, thank you. Thank you again for the host, for Zelda. The producer and the host are awesome. Let's definitely not forget that. I want to address something Nightingale said. She says Sam is awesome. Nightingale, I don't think you know. So if y'all see me in Kansas with the Help T-shirt on, don't think it's a joke. I'm just saying.
Love you, Sam.
I'm just saying. Nightingale throwing awesomes out there. I'm just saying. But no, what she say? Thank you, Tick. No. Hey, everybody, this is awesome, man. I love hanging out with Tick. Tick is the business, man. The questions you ask are humanly questions. I like that because so many people want to know so many other things when I've been interviewed in my life. This is one of the best interviews I've ever had because it's just been good conversation. Didn't want to hear about nothing violent. Didn't want, you know what I'm. It's so. I thank you for this interview, Tick. Okay, y'all, Tick got cut off, so we got to go. I hope y'all enjoyed the interview. This was TIK Radio. We appreciate y'all for coming out. Zelda was awesome. Everybody send yourself some self-love, and we'll see y'all next time.
Thank you, Cali and Sam Pitts, for letting me get to know you better. Learning about you both has opened my eyes and taught me important things since I got the opportunity to be around your show and your projects. Your presence means a lot to me, making me value diversity and the simple joys of life even more. I'm thankful for the chance to be here today. And I'm excited about the possibility of doing a second interview. I really look up for that, and I appreciate you and admire you, both of you. To all my Podbean friends and listeners, thank you. Thank you for inviting me into your homes and joining me today on this interview and on this journey. Your participation every single times helps me understand your thoughts, your feelings, your lifestyles, showing me how connected we all are. So I think for me it's beautiful to be able to have this opportunity to meet different people on Podbean and also be able to interview different persons and discover this beautiful worlds and a strong impression on me. Thank you. Sending you love and light.
What up, independent artists? This is your opportunity for free promotion. Club Ascot Radio is hosting our very first Bump It or Dump It competition. Send us your very best songs and make sure you have your supporters on deck and tune in to vote. The email for submission is ascotave68@gmail.com. That's ASCOTAVE68@gmail.com. And make sure you download the Podbean app on the Google Play or App Store. Make sure you follow Club Ascot Radio.
Bye-bye. And until the next live, TIK Radio.